was just a boy. Christmas brought so much joy. Couldn't wait for the presents and laughter. I couldn't sleep late at night, looking for Santa with lights. Those are the memories I still remember. Then I became a man, lost sight of who I am, but right in front of me was the answer. 'Cause on Christmas I feel joy, and I turn back to a boy. The answer is to stay young forever. This is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song, this is not a Christmas, this is not a Christmas song.
Hello, Star Wars fans. You know, there's 293 days until Christmas 2025. And I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty because I updated some software this week. And now the software isn't working the way that it used to. And I haven't figured out the bugs in it yet. But let me say hello to those of you who have joined here nice and early. Thank you so much. And I saw the very first comment from Joel. Joel, thank you so much for being here. Your comment says, I love your channel. Well, thank you, sir. Oh, I appreciate that. Says, I was just wondering, have you spoken to Jason from Making Star Wars .net and Making Star Wars recently? Is he doing okay? He is doing okay. I have talked to him somewhat recently in the last couple of weeks. I was on vacation last week, but I talked to him a little bit before I went, or chatted with him, I should say. I haven't actually talked to him on the phone. And he's gone through all kinds of drama in his life. He's got things going on with the kids and the ex. And of course, he's in Southern California where they had all those fires. But overall, he's doing well. The new job is servicing him well. I think he's enjoying it, and he's busy. So the reason we haven't seen him during the day, during my show, is because he is working. He's on his job, so he cannot join us on the streams. Hopefully, we'll start to see some publishing from him before too long. I know he's been working on a couple of pretty major stories, and would love to see him get those published relatively soon. So there's that. So let me just, I've got things going on. All right. Who else? Jedi Mike. Hello. Also in that Southern California, Los Angeles area. Good to see you, my friend. And Skywalker's Academy. Hello. Good to see you. Thanks for being here as always. And Brandon, one of our regulars, thank you so much. I truly, truly appreciate you being here. Star Wars Fitz. I had a great chat with Fitz yesterday. Was nice just to hang out with a friend and talk. And for that, I will just bring up, if you are one of our patrons, if you would like to just hang out with me, and just talk, just be friends, you can do that as one of our patrons. All you have to do is reach out through that app and Patreon and let me know, and we will schedule a chat. I've talked with Fitz this week. I also talked with Anthony, and we also had a very nice talk. It's a benefit that I want to give to you as one of our patrons, because I have not been able to post any new Patreon content recently, and I feel really bad about that. My job has kept me too busy to be recording stuff and posting it there. I truly want to get back to that soon, and hope to do that. Mike Yaney, hello. Good to see you as well. Thank you, Mike. Let's see. Who else do we have with us today? Seth, this is not a Christmas song. Oh, that's right. I love the words to the song. It's grown on me over time. It's not my first theme song for the intro. It's probably just as stylistically my least favorite, but the words to that intro song are absolutely perfect, I think, for Star Wars fans. If you think about the words to that intro song and apply it to your enjoyment of Star Wars, not just Christmas, but Star Wars, I think it will do you a great amount of good in enjoying this franchise that we all are here for. And there's Anthony, Imperial Activity. Oh, he has the day off from work. Well, imagine that. I did not expect that. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. It's a blue Christmas for Santa? No, I'm good. I'm good. And I just got back from vacation down in Gatlinburg with our daughter and her fiance. We had a great time, spent way too much money, which is easy to do in Gatlinburg. And I got this fantastic t-shirt. I got two of them. And both of them are Star Wars related. And they're great fun. So I'll show you this one. So the other one is forest based. So it's got Star Wars characters as forest animals. This one is sea creature based, and it's got Star Wars characters as sea creatures. So I'll show you. I got to stand up a little bit here so you can see. But here you go. You got Ahsoka Tano there as an octopus kind of thing. But look here. We've got a stormtrooper as a hammerhead shark. Look, there's Boba Fett as a shark. He's well armed. And then down here we've got Mandalorian as a manta ray and Grogu as a little fish. So, and it says, "This is the wave." Great. So that was great fun. So I went to Gatlinburg, got myself a T-shirt. So there you go. It was on sale. Mumbo Jimbo, hello, and good to see you. This is Santa's return to the upcoming celebration. We're going to be talking about that, the celebration here today. There's things that came out in this last week or so, and it might be fun. It says a lot of YouTube channels are getting hacked by crypto scammers the last few days. I'd reset your password and everything just in case. Well, thank you, Seth. There are several scams that go through Discord, YouTube, and you'll see it a lot on bigger channels where it says, "Hey, you've won a prize, contact me." And none of those are true. None of them are true. So you got to watch out for those things. I appreciate the heads up, Seth. Making Star Wars the best. I'm super anxious to get to talk to Jason again on a live stream, and hopefully we'll be able to do that when he gets a little time off from work, maybe this summer when we get into that period. And Jedi Mike posted on Patreon, we have this $1 super chat, and I'm going to show you that in just a second, because we do have someone who has been trying to help us on that front. Not only do I allow you as a patron to contact me, and we can have a one-on-one call, and we can just hang out as friends, just chatting as buddies, right? We could do that, but we also have this ability to submit questions, topics for discussion in a live stream, and you can do that through Patreon. And I'll show you how that works. Let me bring it up here, and we'll talk about the topic that was submitted by our friend Anthony. He brings it up here. So if you go to my Patreon page and you start at the beginning, let me just go back and I'll show you how this works. There's the beginning. Now this is as a creator, so it's going to look a little different for you, but you will see that there's things called libraries, all of that. But if you go over here, you'll see there's home, here's collections, there's memberships and all of that. If you go under collections, you will see that there's a whole bunch of books that I've been reading through, and those are available to all of you. And then you'll also see that there's this pinned messages right there. If we go into the pinned messages, you're going to see here's how to contact me for that one-on-one call. And Anthony has done that. And then here's our Patreon only live stream questions. And this is where you can post as many as you like. You don't have to pay for a super chat here. Just become a Patreon, a patron. And that will give you access to all of those videos and the ability to talk with me and the ability to participate in our monthly Zoom meetings where we talk about things that I've heard, rumors and leaks that I don't share publicly. And you also have the ability to submit these live stream questions and topics. Star Wars Meg has done that before. We've had Kiaran do it. Star Wars Fits. Several people have done it. And here, Anthony brings up, I said, this could be a thought statement. He said, are some trading or losing the ability to watch Star Wars with the wonder and fun of it becoming more and more overly critical because of expectations, quote unquote? He said, it's related to his previous post to some degree. And that's what I went to, that I was sort of talking about in the intro to the show, that this is not a Christmas song. If you get back your childlike wonder, you get back your childlike enjoyment, turn off the analytical brain, turn off the adult worries and all of that, and just allow yourself to be absorbed in the Star Wars universe. Let all of the outside pressures, all of the outside noise go, and go back to the place of your childhood when you first fell in love with Star Wars, and watch these shows, watch the movies, all of it with that childlike wonder. I'm not saying that that'll make you like everything, but I have found it to be very helpful for me when I go back and watch the prequels, for example. For me, those are my least favorite of the movies. When I go back and watch those, if I can go back to that childhood wonder and enjoyment, boy, they're so much more fun for me to watch. And of course, I enjoy the sequels. I've enjoyed almost all of the Disney Plus content, and it comes from learning this lesson as an adult and going back to that childlike wonder. So thank you for that, Jedi Mike. I appreciate it, Anthony. It's a really good thought. Let's see, what else do we have here in the chat before we get into the topics of the day? And let's see, have I caught everybody? Have I caught up? Thrawn Kill, hello. We're all busy this year. Yes, we have been. And there's Peanut. Yeah, Peanut's over there having a little lunch snack. She may come over here. Mumbo Jimbo DM if you want to get any of the Star Wars Celebration art prints or the last pin set. Oh, that would be great. Yeah, Mumbo Jimbo's heading over there. I may hit you up for that, Mumbo Jimbo. I appreciate the offer. Very thoughtful of you to offer that to me. Nick, hello. Good to see you. And there he is with that Ray delay. I purposely put Ray in the thumbnail for not only you and Kiaran and those of you who like to poke the bear, but also for our friend Matt Risman. Because Matt Risman, he's always hazing me. Always hazing me. He's a great guy. He's a great friend. But I put it in there just to, get his attention. So there's that. Let's see. Who else is here in the chat? Good to see you all. Hey, Quentin. Hello. Good to see you, Cubella. I appreciate you being here today. Good to see you as well. Feels so privileged. Yeah, you guys haze me enough. I think about you frequently. I'm like, what? These guys, they're having way too much fun at my expense. But I love it. I love it. That's what comes around goes around, and I love to dish it out. And I'm big enough man to take it. I can take it. So there you go. There's the updates. There's something else that I wanted to share. Today, March 7th, is my wife's birthday. How about that? She does not like to be called Mrs. Claus. She pushes back on that tremendously. But my wife, Kathy, her birthday is today. So happy birthday to my wife. We're planning to go out for dinner, meet our daughter and all of that this evening. So there you go. It says, and I perfectly see your point in winding up Mr. Risman. I'm right there with you. Isn't it fun? I know Nick likes to do it too. I've seen Nick get into these, battles with Risman on Star Wars Meg's Discord, and he's just poking the bear and poking the bear, and Matt takes the bait every time. It's great, so much fun. So you guys, all right, good to see you all. And thank you for all being here today. We're going to jump into some Star Wars news of the week and talk about some things that have gone on since I've been gone. One of the topics that came up before I left and then updated while I was gone has to do with Kathleen Kennedy. What is her future with Lucasfilm, and what is she going to be doing in the near and distant future? We talked about this right before I left, and we went through all kinds of scenarios and discussion. And in that, I was so glad that I mentioned if any of it is actually true, because turns out there may be some truth in that original story that said she's leaving Lucasfilm by the end of the year. A big portion of that is incorrect. In the way that I understand it, based on the interview she did, she is going to, at some point in the next few months or year plus, whatever, step down as CEO of Lucasfilm. However, that does not mean she's retiring, because she said that she will continue making movies until she dies, and that she is going to continue with all of the movies that are already in the works, right? So she'll be executive producing all of these shows. And from what I understand, she's not retiring from Lucasfilm. She's just stepping down as CEO. She will still be executive producer. She'll probably still maintain some sort of official title or role at Lucasfilm. But it is not a retirement. It's simply handing the reins of CEO over to her successor. And we talked about this before I left. When you are working for major corporations and you are in a leadership role at any level, we used to have to do this at the bank I worked. I worked for JP Morgan Chase for a very long time, 18 years. As a part of that, I was an assistant vice president of whatever, doesn't matter, right? But at vice president, the next level up and above, everybody had to have a succession plan, right? So if you were to be unavailable to continue your job tomorrow, who would do your job? You had to have somebody picked by name, and you had to be meeting with them on a regular basis. And I mentioned that this is probably the exact same thing that Kathleen Kennedy has been doing. And we've discussed who that person is at Lucasfilm. It's quite obvious that her succession plan person who would take over her daily duties is already in that position. However, who is going to be the next CEO? That appears to be not that person, right? We talked about her. That appears to be maybe somebody else. And that somebody else has not been announced and maybe not even hired by Disney or Lucasfilm to that degree for that role. When they make that announcement and she steps down as CEO, that person will step in, and Kathleen Kennedy will likely still be there doing what she does best as an executive producer. And then maybe we'll get a lot of excitement and traction from people who are looking for a change at that leadership level. I would just pump the brakes a little bit, because from all indications, the direction from Bob Iger, the leadership of Disney, and the company as a whole, this big corporation, seems to be happy with what she's been doing and want to continue that direction. So there you have it. There you have it. So that happened while I was gone. Let's talk about something else that happened here this week. I've got these stories up here, and I thought, well, let me just go to StarWars.com. I don't know how many of you spend much time out at StarWars.com, but here's the official source of their information that they publish, and you can see they've got all of these things, some interactive things. Who said that you just saw there? It was up for a second. Watch the Andor season 2 special look featurette. We're going to look at that. We're going to look at that because there's a part of that featurette, or that preview thing, that I think is brilliant. I absolutely love it. And if you've seen our Discord, you know what I'm talking about. If you've been on Meg's Discord, you know what I'm talking about. It's great. I can't wait to go over it with you again. But so who said the quote from The Mandalorian? How well do you know The Mandalorian? There's a quiz. You can take that quiz. So they've got different things here. And then you can see that they've got this big feature for Andor. It's prominent on the website. And you keep going down and you'll find there's all of this news about Celebration. Here's some Andor stuff. 5 films that inspired Star Wars storytellers. All of that stuff, right? All of that stuff. That's just fantastic. And so I went and got the next. I went ahead and opened it in another tab. Here is the Andor page. If you click on that, it'll take you here. And this here's this teaser trailer and information. We're going to go look at that and follow it, because first of all, these posters. I am super excited for Andor season 2. I've been rewatching Andor season 1, and I expect that you guys are also excited for this season 2 coming up. But let's see. Here's the trailer and posters revealed. There's a lot of great things to take away from these posters, or these videos. This is what I want to go through. I'm going to play this and really slow speed. Right. So I'm going to change it to 0.25 speed, because and if you've been around, you know that this is something I consistently do in this kind of situation, so that we can catch little things that go by too fast. And so I'm gonna let this 0.25. I'm gonna mute it, and we open up there. Let me pause it again. And since I've got the studio open here, let me open up a question for all of you all. Right? Let me open up a question, and the question I want to ask is, I'll just ask you to put it in the chat. How about that? If you've seen this promotional, what is your favorite part of this trailer? There's all kinds of different things, but if you could just pick one part of this trailer and say, this is my favorite part, what would it be? What would it be? There's so many things. Seth says, I hope we get a Hera cameo. I was listening to Mike, a guy who loves Star Wars. I was listening to him yesterday. Mike Porter is here. Oh, the chosen pun. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you for joining with us. I know Mike was doing some family stuff today, which is super important. So appreciate that. But what's your favorite part of this trailer? I was watching Mike yesterday and I saw Meg's video today. There are some Easter eggs throughout this trailer that are fun to think about. And there's speculation. Speculation. Do you think Darth Vader, for example, will be in Andor season 2? We know he's in the end of Rogue One. Will he appear in any way in Andor season 2? What about the Emperor Palpatine? What about good old Sheevy boy? Is he going to be there? Is he going to appear at any point in Andor season 2? We already know Tarkin is going to be there, and we've got other folks from the promos and trailers that we can pretty much count on, right? Mumbo Jimbo says the trailer is good. My favorite part was seeing Luthen, right? There are so many things. Imperial activity. Mine is seeing new Imperial special forces. Want to know all about them. Very good. Tarkin is going to be in it. We've seen that. Fitz says, I don't think they will. So I imagine you're talking about Vader and Palpatine. But what about Hera? Hera would be appropriate. What about Omega? What about Omega? Or any of the Bad Batch? Do you think there's any chance any of them would show up? Will we see the Ghost? Any references to Rebels? Will there be any of that? Mumbo Jimbo says, apparently there's an Amidala clothing Easter egg in Luthen's shop. Yes, we're going to take a look at that. Let me go ahead and hit play on the video again and get this going. So let's there. This is Luthen's shop where they are sending out the message. Let's see. Can I turn on the closed? Yeah, there we go. Emergency broadcast. And there's a good shot of Coruscant. You can see the city district. You can see the Senate chambers. And here we go. Let me pause this. And you got to look like at these things in Luthen's shop, right? There's this piece here. There's this piece here. Now, this piece is the one that is getting a lot of attention. And I saw Mike cover this yesterday on his a guy who loves Star Wars. And if we watch this piece right there, okay, let me stop. This piece is Amidala's headdress from, let me go to Google Images. We'll pull up Amidala from Force Phantom Menace, and we'll look at this piece. It's this one, this headpiece here, right? You guys know this one. Let me open this image so you get a good shot, right? It's got these tall pieces on the sides. The headdress goes up, and you've got the ornamental thing at the top here. And if we go back to our video and take a look, where is it? Here we go. This is this piece. These are these side pieces here, the middle, and it goes up into that ornamental piece at the top. There it is. So this thing is in the shop. And Meg has been on this thing for some time that maybe one of Amidala's handmaidens is the lady that works with Luthen. Or maybe Luthen has a connection. And if you remember, and I heard Mike talk about this, my friends, I should mention both of them, Jason Ward and Bespin Bulletin, shared over a year ago that they were doing some shooting in what we know as Naboo. So they did some filming for Andor season 2 in what we know as Naboo. So I think that there's a connection, and I cannot wait to see Naboo on screen again. It's been far too long since we visited Naboo, and I'm excited to see it on screen. I think a lot of people have forgotten that that is part of Andor season 2. So let's get back into this, and you can see that headdress piece go by right there. And this is Luthen's shop there. Oops. Oh, something jumped. Like right at the end, you can even see that ornamental piece at the very top, right after he goes by here. Stop. See, this is the ornamental piece at the very top. This ornamental piece right here at the very top. That's definitely what that is in Luthen's shop, right? So this headpiece is there. That's an iconic piece. Now, could just be that that's a artifact of Naboo, right? It may not be specific to Amidala. Like if you think about the Queen of England or the King of England, right? Royalty, their crowns that they wear, they get passed on. It's like there's not their crown; it's the crown of the monarchy. And so, remember, Amidala was queen of Naboo, so it could just be part of that monarchy, and somehow Luthen has gotten it. What's happened on Naboo that the monarchy now does not have their ornamental headdresses? Oh boy, yeah. We have not seen Naboo in live action since Revenge of the Sith. I know, Brandon, and that's unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. We need more Naboo in Star Wars. So here we go. Now we get this this scene where we believe this is going to be a massacre, right? This is what the reference back to Rebels, where we see and Cyril's there, right? So Cyril, so where we see, oh shoot, what's her name? It'll come to me. She's in the thing, but she resigns her post as Senate and leads the rebellion. Mon Mothma, right? So Mon Mothma gives this speech in Rebels that's absolutely fantastic, and she's this huge image there, and she mentions this massacre, the Gorman massacre in Rebels. This appears to be that, and somehow, for some reason, Cyril has shown up at this place where this thing's fixing to go down. Which side is he on? Why is he there? What's he up to these days? What's Cyril doing? And you can see the look on his face, the concern as he sees these TIE fighters fly overhead. Don't know why, right? As he flipped, is he a double agent? Is he a spy? Is he there on his own accord? We don't know. I can't wait to find out. But here he is. You see those TIE fighters go overhead, and he looks quite concerned about it. There she is. There's Mon Mothma making her way across there. And so I want to get to this scene. It's coming up. Oh, my favorite part of the trailer. There's so many things to love in this trailer, and mine is a super silly piece, right? So here you go. We already saw a Black Series figure come out of from Hasbro that shows Cassie and Andor wearing a pilot uniform. That appears to be what's going on here. He's got this pilot uniform on. He's going to get in this special TIE fighter, right? And off he goes. He's going to pilot that. He's a soldier. And Luthen says, you need to be something more. You need to be a leader. So Luthen gets on him there. He's saying, everything I did for the rebellion. This appears to be that same place where the big crowd is, right? If it's what we think it is, the massacre. This appears to be there. You see people coming in carrying flags. There he is talking to. I think people think this is Cyril, but I'm not 100% sure. Looks like a female to me. But there he goes. He's looking. And then Meg's video today, she covered this this ship here, and Mike talked about it yesterday. Seems to be the same model ship that we saw in Kenobi when Vader comes in. This ship's trying to get away. Vader grabs it and brings it down and destroys it. Chronologically, that's already happened. That's in the past. So that ship cannot be this ship unless they rebuilt this ship, because that ship was destroyed, was torn apart. Vader tore it apart. They couldn't rebuild it. It could just be another make model of the same, like we've talked about the Razor Crest, right? My Razor Crest is back here. There are multiple Razor Crests. It's a make model. It's not a ship like the Falcon or the Ghost, right? So this could be another make model of that same ship, but this appears to be the exact same make model. So there it goes. And there's now this also appears to be the same place we see in the sequel trilogy in The Last Jedi, when we see Finn reunited with Poe at the end of The Force Awakens, and then this base is here. That appears to be this place. Force Awakens, what I meant. So from the sequel trilogy, appears to be the same base. There we go. Now this they're making it look like she is detonating what we see in the next scene, this bomb. We don't know how in a trailer when they splice things together, we don't know that that's what actually happened there. But there we go. We've got the massacre going on. We've got this wheat planet, and on the wheat planet, we'll see that dude's trying to escape. He was being held. He gets on his little speeder, and off he goes. And you'll see B2 is there. Yeah. Let's go. Oh, and this is again that same base, and we've got the two brothers there, and X-Wing coming in. We're still not to my favorite part. This is all good fun, right? Fantastic fun. No, can't wait. There we go. I see. There we go, Mon Mothma. Now, I saw somebody break this down on. You got to pay attention to Mon Mothma's like earrings here, because the way they splice things together, it looks like it's the same place, same time, but she's in different outfit. It's a different appearance, so it could be. Nick says, "I'm worried about Brasso." Brandon says the sequel era planet is called Dakar. Yes, Dakar. That's where that base is, right? Will Daredevil help out Andor? That's a good question, Mike, because it could be that people will subscribe to Disney Plus. Then maybe they've suspended their subscription. They will subscribe to watch Daredevil, and while they have the subscription, they'll go ahead and watch Andor as well. Very possible. Very, very possible. Fitz. Well, Andor helped me get back on the basketball team. It could. It just might, Fitz. Yeah, at your age, though, I think that ship has already sailed. I think your chance of getting on a basketball team very low. Very, very, very low. This appears to perhaps be Gorman, where we saw them gathering in that courtyard. This is probably that same place. It looks fantastic. I love the sea walls that are here to hold out the tides and that from the city. It's fantastic. It's absolutely brilliant. Looks amazing. Now you see there's Mon Mothma, different earrings, different outfit, right? So she's very concerned, right? Furrowed eyebrows, not happy. And here's Genevieve O'Reilly talking about being in the show. We're still not to my favorite scene. We're not there yet. Here's the TIE interceptor. I think it's a TIE interceptor. There's Mon Mothma, and they're shooting that scene. We've got yeah. We're not to my favorite. Have we got to your favorite scene yet? There's Luthen. The rebellion is everywhere now, and here are the people with their flags coming in. I haven't seen anybody talk about this, and Meg did mention. I think it was Meg mentioned TIE Avenger. Thank you, Imperial Activity. I think Meg is the one that mentioned when you see Saul Guerrera in Rogue One. He's got this breathing apparatus hooked up to him. He's got artificial limbs and all of that. He has gone through some major event that has affected his health. It appears here to be pre that event. There's another question for you all. Do you think we'll get to see that event that changes Saul Guerrera from this guy to the guy you see in Rogue One? Do you think you'll actually get to see the event that caused that damage? What do you think? I think yes. I think we will get to see him injured in a very dramatic way. There we go. We're getting there. We're almost to my favorite scene. I think Kieran knows my favorite scene. I showed it to Kieran the other day. We think they're armed. He says we're counting on it. No, yeah, Peanut the Wise is quite quiet at the moment. Yeah, she's over there eating. She's decided it's lunchtime. We're gonna have a little lunch snacky snack. All right, let's get there. You guys have already seen this broken down, so I'm just letting some of this play. We'll get to the. I want to know what your favorite scene is. This is Cyril before he's in a little different suit jacket there. He loves this little shirt and tie look, but there he is. And here we go. We've got these droids. One of them may or may not become K2, or may already be K2. He may have already changed, so we'll see. Wearing the sunglasses. Let's see, Mike Porter. Will Andor hyperspace to the restaurant in the Bear? Oh, Mike Porter. Oh, Mike Porter. Not funny. Mike, why would you bring up that terrible show? Here we go. My favorite scene. This is my absolute favorite scene from this trailer. Here it is. Right? We're coming in. This guy, this dude over here is my favorite guy. Like, I want to be this guy. No, probably not. But this guy, he is into it. He has absolutely bought into the role. He is 100% on board for doing this, and he'll do anything for the craft. This guy here, he commits to the role. He is the Imperial officer, and he is in universe. The guy is what do they call them when they take on a character like in and outside of they're a method actor or something like that. This guy he's bought in. You got to watch him, right? So, boom, he takes the shot. Now, pay attention. You got to watch this guy. This guy makes me happy. You got to watch, right? This guy, boom, he goes limp, wham, head bounces off the floor, legs go in the air. Oh, it's fantastic. How can you not love? Like, that is the best thing I have seen. This guy, he commits to the role in a way that just is impressive. Wham! bounces off the floor. Awesome. Love the dude. I love him so much. So here we go. We got Cassian. My favorite scene. My favorite. Oh my goodness. Yeah. He wants an Oscar for the best dramatic death. The guy commits to the role. I mean, he's bought in. Oh my gosh. It's the best. So here you go. We get the rest of the trailer playing out. New glup unlocked. The guy should be hired for plenty of other roles. Like all he has to do is put that on his highlights reel, and like you need somebody to get shot. I'm your guy. I'm your guy. I will get shot, and you will believe it. I love the aliens here. And Genevieve O'Reilly in her interview, she's talking about the costumes and how breathtaking they are. These are a lot of times when they do these kind of things, they're if you've seen like the making of you've seen the making of the Phantom Menace or whatever, right? The prequels and Jar Jar, you see the actor and he's got the Jar Jar head on like a hat, right? And when they're making eye contact with Jar Jar, they're making eye contact sometime with a ball, right? It's not even like Jar Jar's head. In this case, you can see this guy here. He's making eye contact with the tall dude here, right? Fantastic, practical effects. It looks amazing. The sets and costumes are amazing. Look at that, just absolutely brilliant. And here we go. We're flying in. This is that courtyard scene we see later. Here are the people flying in. We saw the filming of this where they had the camera set and these people were coming into the camera, right? But there it is, the scene as it plays. Let me go back just a hair here. Yeah, as they're going in. The aliens were a bit lacking in season 1, but at least it appears from a trailer we're going to have them good. Yes. So here we go. Imperial officer. We got the stormtroopers up there, and here she says, "Proceed." Is she telling them to attack the protesters? Very well could be, right? She could be absolutely doing that. You got the people here celebrating. They're coming in, and there's a spark that lights this off. And once that spark fires, then it's on. It's absolutely on. So I love this guy too. Look here, we got another creature. You guys know who this is. And, there you get the whole thing. There's Saul Guerrera. We get a little romance going on there. I love this. This whole thing is just fantastic. So there's the trailer, you all. This sneak peek thing. I think it's great. I'm excited. And I saw this fantastic question from Mumbo Jimbo. How's everyone feel about the 3-episode per week release schedule? Boy, let me tell you. Let's think about this, right? We're leading up to Rogue One, right? We're leading up to Rogue One. We get 3 episodes per week. Each episode, if history is to tell us anything, is in that 30-minute-ish time frame. And here's my question, Mumbo Jimbo. And let's see, what do you think? Do you think we'll have to watch the intro between every episode? Do you think that it will just flow from one to the next to the next? You know how you go back and you rewatch, say, Ahsoka or Mandalorian season 2 or anything, you have the outro and then you got to start the next episode. Do you think that they will just go straight from one to the next, or are you going to have to do the same thing you have to do with these others where you have to start the next episode, watch the full outro. I saw them mention this scene might actually be reversed. It might be flipped. When you see it, he may actually smack him to the left. We see him smacking him to the right. It may be reversed for the trailer, but because somebody was reading the Arabish back here, but Anthony could probably tell us. Anthony reads that stuff. Is the Arabish flipped? Some people were saying that it was flipped, and when they translated it, they had to flip it. So this is great. The K2SO, right? And we're back to Coruscant there. The Senate chamber, right before that. Meg did a great job breaking that down and showing us who that is on the podium back here. Star Wars Meg did a fantastic job of that. And there's our friend B2, who may actually get transferred into K2. I think that's going to happen. Krennic. There he is. Again, you guys have seen all this breakdown. I'm purposely not going into some of it because I want to get into the other story here, stories to tell here. So let me stop sharing for a little bit. Talk about your questions. If you think about that 3 episode, and each one is around that 30-minute mark, that means every week we're going to get almost a 90-minute or in that 90-minute content. So effectively, these are movies. We get a movie a week, right? How amazing is that? 4 weeks, right? 12 episodes. Am I right? That's 4 movies. Some people were saying, is Andor season 1 like a movie, Andor season 2 a movie, and then Rogue One a movie? I think it's more like a movie a week. Super exciting. And Andor is going to then become, from a movie perspective, if you were just to look at it as movies, the longest series of movies within Star Wars. You go from Andor season 1, the 4 movies that are Andor season 2, and then Rogue One. That story arc becomes the longest story arc in movie form in all of Star Wars. I think it's fantastic. Mumbo Jumbo. If there's an outro, then I'm not entirely enthusiastic about it. But if it's 1 full hour and a half plus per episode without interruption, then I'm all in. Dude, let's hope for it. I think there will be outros, but Krennic looks sus. I think there will be outros, but boy, how awesome would it be if they weren't, right? Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I hope we see Senator Chuchi. Oh, that would be great. Oh, that would be great. All right. So I want to get into Celebration because there was some announcements about Celebration. The big panels were announced, and I think there's more to come. We just haven't seen all of it yet. You have to remember, we're still more than a month away from Celebration. So let's get into StarWars.com, their Celebration page, and there's some great stuff here. For those of us who cannot go, Mumbo Jimbo, I'm super excited to get reports from you while you're there. And for the folks who are going there, but Jedi Mike, spill tea. No, this is not the place to spill tea. I cannot do it. Not here. That's for my friend Jason Ward and Bespin Bulletin. I know they're working on some stories, and I will not steal their stories. I won't do it. Says Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy confirmed new films from James Mangold, Dave Filoni, and Sharmeen Obaid Shinoy. more details. This is the story I wanted to bring up just to basically poke the bear for Nick and Matt and all of you who love to, poke at me. It says 3 new Star Wars movies announced today during Lucasfilm Studios showcase at Star Wars Celebration 2023. Lucasfilm President Kathleen Kennedy announced 3 new live-action films: James Mangold's movie, blah, 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 all the television, blah, blah, blah. Stay tuned for more on these films, right? And, this is not the story I wanted. The story I wanted is she does confirm in the interview she did that all of these movies are in the works, and Rey is indeed on the way. We are going to get plenty of movies. I mentioned that the bulk of these movies that are announced, there's like 11 movies in play. The bulk of them, probably I think at least 4 or 5 of them, are set after the sequel trilogy, within the sequel trilogy era, meaning that Rey, Finn, Poe, Rose, all of those sequel trilogy characters could have a role in the movies. To what degree is the role, or are the roles? That's to be questioned. I am quite confident, and have been chatting with Matt about this. I am quite confident that Rey will be in more than one. Well, yes, more than one movie, and that the movie that we talk about, New Jedi Order, is the placeholder name. The one with Charmin Obaid-Chinoy as the director. I believe, just my own personal belief, that Charmin will not be attached to the movie when it actually starts filming. I could be wrong. Maybe she will be. I fully expect them to announce that they've had to pick another director due to timing and schedules and blah, 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 right? I fully expect that to be the case. I could be wrong. As long as there are also blurgs. We might get blurgs in the Mando Grogu movie. I have not heard as much, but maybe so. So anyway, we've got these movies coming. I am quite confident Rey will be in them, and I am looking forward to Celebration for getting more. Look, a parting shot as he leaves. I have to go. Have a great weekend. And then the parting shot right there, and he's out. Oh, Fitz. Yeah, naughty. Oh my goodness. Can I maybe get the naughty list to play? Let's see. Will it play? Yeah, you can hear it. That's Fitz. He's on the naughty list this weekend. Yeah, Fitz, take that with you. There you go. These movies are coming out. I think we're going to see Rey in more than one. So I'm looking forward for Celebration for them to make clarity. Give us some clarity. Tell us more of the schedule of the when things are coming and what to expect. I do not believe that there will be another post-sequel trilogy movie after New Jedi Order movie starring Daisy. Well, Mumbo Jimbo, I'm anxious to learn more. At this point, it's all rumor, speculation, and conjecture. I do have some information. Tea that I cannot share because it's not mine to share. As you guys mentioned, that Earl Grey tea, that delicious Earl Grey tea. I have some delicious tea that I know. I am just not at liberty to share. So I'm quite confident that we will have Rey in at least. Oh, he says, I hope so. Oh, good. All right. Thronkill says, I see you guys. All right. We'll see you. I've got to wrap this up too. There's a couple other short stories I want to get into. Again, Celebration's coming up. I hope to get more information on that coming soon. Excited about the panels that have been announced. We're going to get Mando Grogu. You're going to get stuff on the movies. You're going to get stuff on Ahsoka season 2, and also we're going to get the 4 panels. The last one is on Visions season 3, I think it is. So look for all of those. I'm hoping for some big announcements on other animation projects that I've known about for some time. I'm hoping they make announcements on those so that it becomes public and we can talk about it. I would love to see more on the schedule of movies. What movies are being released when? And I hope that we get something more on the involvement of Rey, perhaps Finn, perhaps Poe, and maybe even Rose in these upcoming movies. So that's what I'm hoping for. There's this other story that came out, and it's one that I'm kind of tuned into. It says Star Wars theatrical cut finally available on streaming, but for how long? Well, the answer is not very. So if you have Roku, which I have, there was a streaming service on there called Cinema Blend. I think it was Cinema Blend, Cinema Box on Roku. It was an app on Roku, and they had playing the original theatrical release of A New Hope. Original meaning that it did not have episode 4 at the top, and it was the original theatrical release of Star Wars. What we knew as Star Wars. It's gone. It's gone. You either saw it like on the day or 2 it was available, or you didn't. It's no longer there. I'm super hopeful that one day, perhaps sooner than later, I would hope, there will be special features added to the original trilogy on Disney Plus, where you can go into the features, featurettes, additional information, and you can find things like you can already find some stuff on the making of, documentaries and stuff. I would love if one of the featurettes offered in the details of, say, A New Hope is the original theatrical release. Same thing for Empire Strikes Back, right? And same thing for Return of the Jedi. Yeah, someone ripped a copy. Those are available online. You can find there's several. Harmy, I think, is one of the most popular ones, where they have these despecialized versions of the original trilogy remastered and updated and cleaned up, and they're beautiful. I hope that one day we'll be able to get the movies I saw in the theaters, that I can relive my childhood by watching what I saw then now. And I know that there are ways I can do that, but I would love it to be official on a streaming service that you don't have to, get kind of nefariously. So there's that story. There's another story that I want to bring up, and it's that, and let me see, I posted it. Anthony Daniels did an interview. You know who Anthony Daniels is, right? C-3PO. Anthony Daniels, he's been in all of the movies, the saga, right? C-3PO and R2-D2. C-3PO was my favorite figure I had as a kid. Wore the gold right off of him, right? Playing with him as a kid. Anthony Daniels did an interview, and they asked him about his favorite movies. The first one is A New Hope, Star Wars. His very first Star Wars role, the very first movie. That's his favorite. His favorite movie is A New Hope. Gotta love that. His second favorite, or he put it 2 ways. He said his favorite movie is A New Hope. And he didn't put the other one in order. He said his favorite movie to film, so his favorite movie to watch, and some of his fondest memories come from A New Hope. The Peanut is back there. Yeah, she's got the drum. She's headed to the couch. She's 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 had lunch. She's feeling good. She's exercising. Um, his favorite movie that he filmed was Episode 9, right? The Rise of Skywalker. So he had a lot of fun with that. He enjoyed the cast, the crew, and he speaks very highly of it. He does not say that that's his second favorite movie or fifth favorite or whatever. He has favorite movie, New Hope. Favorite to film, Rise of Skywalker. So there was that story as well. I think that covers all the news topics. I've got you guys in the chat. So there you go. I'll have to talk, Mumbo Jimbo. I see your message. I'll have to chat with you. All right. Who else is here? We'll answer some of your questions, and then I've got to get back to work. Andre, there's some pretty cool 16 millimeter original trilogy cuts. There are Skywalker's Academy. There are some who are selling the despecialized version as the original, but nobody will ever see the original cut because George began changing things before the movie left theaters. Not only that, Skywalker's Academy, but he famously tried to collect all of the original film and destroyed it. And then he had his official version. The only way that like get these despecialized versions is that the original theatrical cuts were included on laser disc. Those were the big like LP size laser discs. My aunt had a laser disc player, and you could buy the original theatrical cuts on those large discs. That was the best version, and these despecialized versions use those disc copies as one of their sources. Then they released it as special on the VHS copies. You can find some of these other things, but I think it's Harmy's. I'm pretty sure it's Harmy's that has taken all the stuff together. They've digitally remastered a lot of it, cleaned it up, brought the colors out, made it look fantastic. And they've despecialized it. They've taken out the special versions. They put back the original endings of the original trilogy. All of the original cut stuff is back. So you can get those online. I would hope that maybe Lucasfilm would do something similar directly in, look up Harmy's. Yeah. I would hope Lucasfilm would release them, but there was an agreement when they bought Star Wars, Lucasfilm, when Disney bought Lucasfilm from George, that and George kind of had his thumb on it, saying, "No, you can't. I won't allow it." So, Imperial Activity says my Harmy's copy looks great. Yeah, that's the best. That's the best version out there. All right, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me. It's great to be back. I had fun talking about Star Wars today with all of you. We'll be back next week, and we'll talk about Star Wars again. I saw another chat. It says, "Don't kill me, but I prefer Victory Celebration to Yub Nub." Preferring is one thing, right? I think the Victory Celebration is great. Yub Nub is fine. I also think the Victory Celebration is better. But when I was sitting in the theater and watched it, I saw Yub Nub, and I would love to have the option of rewatching that. I've mentioned this before. I've got a version of Close Encounters. I've got a DVD box set of Close Encounters that's got like 17 different versions of that, where you had television cuts, and you had theatrical, and you had all kinds of different ones. And there's an unrealistic number of cuts in that Close Encounters box set. I would go for that. Like, give me all of them. I would take all of them. That would be great. We have a Mike Porter dad joke, and then we'll do the Mike Porter dad joke, and we're out of here. Mike Porter's dad joke today is, why does Obi-Wan Kenobi like his coffee on the top of the tallest mountain? You know, you're going to sit and you're going to drink your coffee and you're going to look out over the landscape and you just kind of relax and taking it all in. Well, Obi-Wan likes to do it because he always wants the high ground. Oh, there you go, Mike Porter. Thank you for that dad joke today. Again, thank you all for being here. I'm excited to be back, and I look forward to talking to you all next time. And until then, my friends, ho, 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 Merry Christmas, and may the force be with you always. Bye-bye.